everyone, it's Di here from Diane, and this week I'd like to show you how I made this card. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful fan card here, and inside I actually made this very wide, but the card we're going to adventure today will not be as wide inside. I made this card for my colour creation blog hop back in August. This colour is Flirty Flamingo, and this was using celebration paper, which is now unfortunately has now finished, but the stamp set is still available because that's called hand penned. So if you like this card and you would like to use the hand penned stamp set and you don't have it, please give me a call or an email or PM me, and I can help you with your sale. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to actually make a Christmas card, but I'm going to be using some retired products for this one. Well, everything except for the colour of the card is going to be retired. I need to use up some of mine, as I've said to you plenty of times before, and I like using some of the things that I have. So let me show you what we need. Let's pop that out of the way. So we're going to be using Cherish the Season, which is from last year, and with this stamp set here, the two bells, along with Merry Christmas, may you cherish the wonder of the season now and throughout the year. So there's what we're going to be using out of that set. So let's pop that out of the way, and here's all the pieces. Now I've done all the cutting out. I've cut out these bells, and I had some holographic green here, which you can see how beautiful that is, which I've cut out the fern leaves with. I should have 4 of them somewhere. There's the other fourth one. And I have 2 other bells. But with my little bells, my bigger bells rather, what I did is I cut a slither off of the red here. Oh, got bits sitting there I don't need. Off of my red piece of scrap, and I popped it onto the back around where the cherries, I was going to say, berries are. And then I put a piece of that holographic green over the top so that they look really pretty on the inside. So I've done that cutting out using I should have shown you, using this size bell and this size fern leaf and this bell here as well. So let's see. So that's my piece of holographic green. That's not Stampin' Up product, and it was really pretty, and I had it in my stash, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to use it, so I did. So here we go. This is what we need. We need, for our main card, we need a piece of card that measures 11 3/4 by 4 1/8. For our fan piece on the front, this fan piece here, let's pop this card here, this fan shape here, we need a piece of card that measures 3 7/8 by 7 1/2. And then for our DSP layer that's going to go on here, which is another piece of DSP that's actually retired, but I thought it went really well, that is 2 1/8 by 3 5/8 across. And then for my insert is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. And I've got a piece of scrap here that I will, and any scrap, it doesn't need to be the same colour because you're not going to see it, which is a really good idea for on the back of the fan. So let me show you what we're going to be doing. So let's pop the fan out of the way there, and we're bringing our main card. Let's pop all these bells just over here so I don't drop them on the floor. And we're going to bring in our main card, and we're just going to score our main card on the long side here. Oops, I'm not even in the picture. On the long side here at the 5 7/8 mark. And we're going to fold and burnish that over. Now I'm doing this and not moving my board because I need to do some more scoring. So let me do this bit. There we go, we've got that bit done. So that's that bit done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our other fan piece, and we're going to pop this in on the long side as well. And let me just read the measurements because I can't remember them. And I'm going to bring bring this back down again. Hang on, I'll move my chair back and then we'll all be in the picture. There we go, we're back in the picture now. So we're going to start and we're going to score this at the 2.5, 3, 3.5, and I'm going over it twice because I want it nice and firm. 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, and 7. So we've got this patch here and in all these lines. Now we're going to turn it onto the short side, and we are going to then at the 1 15/16, so that is just, it's actually better if I do it on the other board, wherever I did with it. Here it is. Okay, so we'll bring in our other board, our trimmer board, and we can pop this in at 1 15/16, which is the tiniest little mark just before the 2. That is 1 15/16, and we're going to then score this down to that last score line, like so. Can you see that? Right down to that score line there. If it's a little bit over, I mean, you could move it over on your other board and that would be fine. So we've done that, and now we're going to start at the top with a mountain fold, and we're going to fold and burnish our score lines in a concertina way. Concertina fold way. Making sure that we've burnished the score lines down nice and firm as we go. Turn it over and do that if we want. It might be easier. You might get a nicer, firmer edge. Right the way down to the very last one. And you will see that the last one gives you a flat piece here on the table, so that these bits all sit up like this. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to open this up a bit, and we're going to use our scissors, and we're going to cut down that middle score line, all the way down that middle score line. Down to the end there, like so, right down to this last crease line. And then we can just give them one more fold up so that they're nice and tight, and give it a squeeze. Alright, so that we know that they're nice and tight. So now with our glue, what we're going to do is we're going to push these around like this and glue these two pieces here together. So we're going to pop some glue on this one. Making sure we get right to the edge, because we don't want a gap along this edge here. Not this edge, it's not so bad, but this edge, this first fold line. And we're going to turn this around and bring the two together, and very carefully we're going to squish them together to make one piece of card that looks a bit strange in shape. So we're going to give that a few seconds for the, I'm just moving the bit of glue that I can see there going, for it to stick. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then bring this around so that this one's up in the middle there, and we're going to push this into the fan shape very, very carefully. It's a little bit not dry enough yet. So let's push that into the fan shape. Oh, come on. Get. It's just, there we go. It just eventually just goes into there. So that is our fan shape, like so. Making sure if like this is coming apart a little bit. I'm dripping again today. I'm going to just put a bit more glue in there and give it a squish together. I don't have any pegs, otherwise I'd peg it together. But there we go. That's that. So we know that's alright. So with our piece of scrap, we're going to turn this over and we're going to just pop some glue onto the scrap pieces. Doesn't matter how much or how little, you just want to put it on here, and I'm going to rub that bit that's running down the side there off. And we're going to lay this across the back here on an angle, like so. You could use a circle, you could use anything. And then we're going to push that down onto it like that, so that it sticks down tight. Let's push that together again. That piece is coming apart again. It doesn't want to stick together. Red is a funny colour. It doesn't always like the glue without giving it plenty of time to dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring you my ink pad. I'm just going to stick that on the top of that over there so that it will stick down nice and tight. While we're doing that, we will do our bit of stamping on our insert, which is this piece, which I can't do because I've got, that was very clever, wasn't it? So, oops. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my bells in the corner. Just down in the left hand corner here. Just to give a little bit of something on the inside of the card. And then with my green, well, that's nice and stuck now, so we can pop that out of the way for a minute. I'm going to bring in my words, which I've mounted together on the one block to put into the centre of my card. It just says, Merry Christmas, may you cherish the wonder of the season now and throughout the year. So that's all the stamping we're going to do. This is still a little bit not dry up here, so what I'm going to do is just squeeze it a tiny bit longer, and we'll pop the insert into the middle of the card. So I don't know why this is leaking. I fixed this all up a couple of months back. The weather's changed. It's a bit warmer today, even though it's early spring, or mid-spring now, I suppose. So, and we'll put our insert into the middle of the card like so. This is a very quick and easy card. You know what, I've got another pot of this ink just here. I'm going to put the pin in this one and use the other one for now. Okay, so that's my insert done. Oh, I'm getting a bit messy today, aren't I? So let's work on our other piece. So we're going to pop our piece of design series paper down the bottom here. So let's get my other glue, which is exactly the same brand, just a new bottle. As my old bottle's starting to get a bit raggedy looking, even though I fill it up all the time, because I buy a large one to fill from. Okay, so that's there like that, and now this is going to sit on the front of our card like so. So that's why this piece is really good, because what it does is it helps to make the whole thing sit down nice and flat. So we're going to put lots of glue onto the back of this piece of the card here, and just down these fins that you can see if there's any sticking out. I mean, if you've used a nice round piece of card, you might not have them, but if you do, well, don't stick that down there. And we're going to pop this onto the bottom of the card so that we've got a nice gap evenly around these sides here. And we can now press that down nice and tight onto the front of our card. Now I'm not putting a saying on the front of this card because I think it says it all. So let's bring in our bits and pieces and we're going to make up our card. So I have a couple of bells to put in the corner here, which I'm going to put on flat. This one doesn't want to run. The other one wants to run all over. So I'm going to put my bell up here and the other one in this corner. And I just thought because we're in October now we can do a couple of Christmas cards. I'm not a big fan of doing my Christmas cards too early. I just think that they tend to get lost in the you know, with all the lovely bits that we keep doing, and I just think, you know, if I do them all too early, by the time Christmas comes I've forgotten what I've done with them all, and I don't like that idea. So I'll do them a little bit later, and I don't have a real lot of Christmas cards that I give out these days. Most of the people I know don't give cards anymore, and the few that do are the ones that get them. So I'll put these on here like so. Oops, come on, stick. Not to me, to the card. That's better. And I've got a couple of these are retired too, these dots, so I'm going to use the smaller ones, smallest one, to put a little red one in the top here, like so. Well, that's not the smallest one, it's the next size down, but that's okay. And I'll use the smallest ones to put either side of it up the top here, like so. So that looks like beautiful little pieces that are stuck to my finger. And one more on this side here. There we go. So that's the top of the card done. And what I'm going to do with these ones is I'm going to actually pop these together in the middle here, like so, on dimensions. So I'm going to pop these onto a couple of dimensions. Oops, that one's got two on it. That'll do. Let's pop the second one on this one. So I'm going to pop these on here, like so. Now you could glue them down if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. And that one's going to be sitting there. And then I have this beautiful organdy ribbon that also is retired. And I'm going to make a nice little bow, if I can remember how to do it. It's been a while since I've made a bow. So get down in there and over the top and down and over and through. That's it. So pop that off of there. Let's cut this off on a nice angle. Let's pop that over there. And I didn't bring over my glue dots to pop this on the front of the card with. So let me quickly go get my glue dots, which I know exactly where they are. There we go. Glue dots in tow. So let's pop a few glue dots on these. And pop that into the middle of the bow so that it looks... Where did my glue dots go? They're still on the paper. It's not bad, is it? I'm not even getting them off. Oh, there we go. Got one. two, and put one on my finger as well. That one will go on there as well. There we go. Now we can pop that into the center of our card, and it looks just finished. How gorgeous does that look? You could put your saying down here if you wanted to. Here's my other card. I really hope you've enjoyed that. It's really quite different. It's just a normal tent card, but the fan piece on the front just is a little bit different. Now you would have to put this into a box or a padded envelope if you were going to send it in the post, but to me this is the sort of card that you would put in the, you know, to give somebody outright rather than putting in a, you know, envelope. So I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you haven't, well, I'm sorry that you didn't enjoy it. If you would like more information on this or the written tutorial, please head over to Diane for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. You will find the link down the bottom here, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.